I don't ring well.
We ready? We live?
We're live and in color.
Here we are, your CBD store in Keller. That's your CBD store, Keller.com. It's been a while since we've been here. And what I did is I sent out a survey asking people if they really knew about CBD. First, I sent a survey. Would you try CBD? Have you tried CBD? Plus and minuses. Would you like to really learn more about it? What are your thoughts on it? And it was amazing, the feedback. I got to send out 1,200 surveys, and a little over 1,100 people responded, because there's so much. You know, when you look at today's market, and joining me is Chrissy. She's the owner here.
Hey guys.
And I almost said Chrissy Paul, but yeah, it's not Chrissy
common.
Paul.
That's okay.
Cromwell.
That's okay.
So Chrissy, we're going with Chrissy. We're going to make it simple. You know, there's so much products out there. When you look at the commercial and how everything's been commercialized, I remember when Tide came out.
Wow.
And then it was Tide Ultra.
Yep.
Now it's Tide Platinum and Tide Super Platinum. And you're going, wait a minute, the Tide actually worked. You know, the stuff really did work. I remember my mom used to put baking soda and something else in the clothing, and I'm not spending my money on all that, you know. And so it was. There's still a lot of old school. There's some new school, and then there's a lot of uneducated people out there going, "What is CBD really all about?" I've tried CBD, and it was baloney. I can't take THC because of my job, or I don't do good on THC. I couldn't imagine ingesting these different products that you're talking about. And I really want to get down to the core of what's going on. And the more research I'm doing, believe me, and my research is this, Christy is this, is a little bit better understanding about cannabinoids, because that's where everything really starts. That's really the beginning of the success of CBD. When you look at your cannabinoid system, and Chrissy and I were talking earlier, that babies, I had an individual say, isn't it amazing how nice babies' heads smell? And they always smell good. Even that the baby shampoo, you know, that'll wear off. But they always say, he goes, that's because, you know, their bodies are so clean and pure. And their mom's milk and everything is all natural. And then that switch hits where we start putting
they start eating regular food.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they start having those stinky diapers.
Yeah. The negative process begins. And you now have a product, one of the best products out there when it comes to CBD, to start building. And it's never too late to start bettering the way your body processes life.
Right. So you could say that about us, really. We're putting in all this stuff continually over the years. And is it nutritious? Or are we just addicted to it? I mean, we can go off on all kinds of tangents, but it's just building up, kind of corroding everything. And then we're stinky, or some people. I mean, it is building up inflammation. It's causing inflammation buildup to all these diseases people are presenting. It doesn't happen overnight, right? It's a buildup. Usually it's over time that you are all of a sudden, then something perfect storm happens.
You know, and I know it can be done because I was reading an article. Matthew McConaughey doesn't use deodorant.
My husband doesn't use deodorant.
And I went,
this is a real thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he uses a mineral rock. And he is so healthy and he's so clean that he doesn't have the odors of stuff that happen where putting processes.
It's a real thing. I live with it. I promise.
Body. I went, wait a minute. None. Yeah. And so I actually got online, and there's 4 different of the top mineral rock. Right when you get out of the shower, you stay wet and you start rubbing this mineral rock all over you. And the minerals actually destroy odors, where you don't need to be putting processed body deodorant, you know, that's clogging you up and blocking.
Yeah.
So let's get to it. One of the things that one of the ladies said, there's so many different, seems like cannabinoid system, endocannabinoid, cannabinoid 2, cannabinoid.
So there's one system. Endocannabinoid system, one system.
So it's one system.
One system of receptors in our body.
And talk about
a bunch of different cannabinoids.
I know what receptors mean, but in lay terms, I think for me, I would say receptors, receiving of good or receiving of bad.
Yep.
How do you want your receptors in your body to work?
So it's just a system of communication, whether you've got pain. So the biggest one I think people know is just a pain receptor. Are you going to take something that's going to fill in that receptor. So you have a cell, looks like a little V. It's very simple. You just fill in that receptor and it helps take the pain away.
Right.
Serotonin, there's so many different receptors communicating. So it could be as simple as just separating, dying off, all these different, I mean, not to get complicated, but you literally are either depleted and in need of more. So you need to receive, fill in those holes and gaps. Sometimes I like to say we're like Swiss cheese. We all have holes. Something's going on. It could be stress. It could be anxiety. It could be pain. There's so many things. Everyone's got something going on that they're dealing with. It could be minor. It could be great.
Sometimes it'll manifest itself. Sometimes it won't.
Right.
But it doesn't mean it's not there.
Exactly. And you may not know what you're putting in your body. And our kids, they're drinking caffeine and they're just pure. So it's building up and they don't know what's going to hit them. And so at older ages, sometimes it hits stronger, or it could be a perfect storm scenario of a bunch of things that happen at once. But really, we're just accepting in these cannabinoids from a plant that our body already makes, but we're depleted. So it's really simple. We naturally make them, cannabinoids. We generally don't make enough. And so the hemp plant, a God-given plant on our earth, is providing these same cannabinoids. There's an array of them. There's lots of them. You could study all of them individually, but literally fills in those gaps in those holes, just like our body should be doing.
And the goal that you have here at your CBD store in Keller, you go to yourcbdstorekeller.com, and everything has a QR code.
Yes.
So you can scan the QR code and find out what you're actually ingesting and putting in your body.
Absolutely. We're an open book. So you're going to see everything on there. It's not just the cannabinoids, but you're going to see the pesticides analysis, the microbials. You're going to see what solvents were used and if they were processed all out or not. So you see everything. We're an open book.
Yeah, your job and the job of your employees here is to identify.
Yeah.
Versus just going, try this, try that. And we went into
or this worked for me. You should do it too.
Yeah. And the guy goes, you should buy this. It's our best-selling product. Well, even though it's your best-selling product, how do you know that it's good for me?
Right.
I may need your least-selling product. And for me, being in the industry for 36 years, I train all the salespeople to learn how to interview people. Mm-hmm. What is your hot button? What is going on? What's most important to you? What do you want to fix? Right. Why are you doing what you're doing?
Or do you want me to go deep and tell you all the science? Or do you want me to be simple and just be general? What do you need me to answer for you?
And the main thing, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's happening in your life? There's a reason why you walked in the door. You didn't walk in the door to buy suits or groceries or fruits. There's a reason why you're at your CBD store. Then it's up to you to make that identification with what's going on.
Yeah.
And in some ways, it could be trial and error.
Absolutely. It is a journey, but we got to ask questions.
Right.
We're all different. It's not a one size fits all. This is not a piece of clothing that
You're
we
not
can.
The amazing. Remember the amazing Kreskin, where he could do this and go.
Oh.
I was in there, mind readers, whatever. We're not mind readers.
No.
We need you to communicate. I know some of this stuff can be personal. So to be able to come over and sit on the couch and say, okay, Chrissy,
let's have a coffee and talk.
Let's talk and see what's going on. And then we don't make any medical claims.
No.
Chrissy's not a doctor.
Nope.
No one here is a doctor. Your mom's a retired registered nurse.
Yes.
But we don't make medical claims. Everything that you've documented is based on what consumers are telling you, what this wow factor has been by taking such a clean, because you got one of the cleanest, purest CBDs in the marketplace now.
Yep. And there is research and there are studies. So we've actually even done our own studies recently, double-blind placebos. That means you actually have a group that's on a placebo or a sugar pill, and you have a group that's using the regular product. So you get to evaluate all these different directions. And so I think that's important to note, and it gives you data to really stand behind. But then again, everyone's still different.
Right.
So it is unique data that we can reference, which is amazing. So for our sleep products or our weight loss products, we get to say that and can. Even some of our topicals are pain relief, and we can say that based off the data for menthol and lidocaine and so forth. But it's a conversation.
Right.
It's how are you processing this? What is going on in your life that has got you here? And we love those conversations.
Right.
And the beauty of it it'd be boring if we were all the same, took the same thing.
Robotic.
Yeah.
The whole thing
Makes
for me is how much clean can you put in your body to make it cleaner? And that's what I found about your CBD store in Keller. It's your CBD store, Keller.com, is that when you look at the QR code, and if you'll just take time to look at it, look at the cleanliness of what you're actually ingesting or putting on your body, which is paramount, because a lot of times we hear the word organic and you'll be real surprised how the laws read and what can qualify for organic. It's not really what you think. And now you look at all these new products coming out. There's one, and I'm not going to mention the name, that they're going to be spraying on all the fruits and vegetables to keep them looking pretty and lasting longer. Well, it's a chemically processed product. And so you have an organic product with a chemical sprayed on for longevity and looks.
And we're USDA organic certified. So that's a whole different level than most people can say, that because it's grown in the United States, it's just organically grown in general. So if you get it in the USA, generally you're going to be able to say organic. So again, you have to do the research. I think essential oils are like that. It only has to be 70 something percent organic for it to say 100% organically made. It's crazy. So unless you knew all that, you can read things and labels that are deceiving.
Yeah, there was Jessica always said, she owns this company, and she goes, one of the big falsehoods that we live by is we think those things that all these oil-based products that are making our house smell nice, because you understand the chemicals you're ingesting in your body
or smelling through the olfactory, like it really is affecting the brain.
Gee, my house smells great, but you don't understand what it's doing to your body.
Right.
And so there's so many things, they call them pure essential oil. Pure what? And so, those are the discussions we have. Let's get into some of the product.
Solvents.
You've got some product that have been very, very reliable. You've had a long time, and every time we turn around, you got a new product coming out. So let's talk the difference. You have your oils and then your water solubles
foundation.
And let's talk about some of that.
Okay, so just process. One is slow in, slow out. You apply the dropper full under the tongue, and you hold it there for 90 seconds. So under the tongue is a very thin piece of skin membrane, and it literally dissolves into the bloodstream much better. So you want to hold it there as long as you can. Your saliva will eventually take over, and then you will swallow it. And so that's getting into the bloodstream. Some people don't absorb.
And that's just your basic oil product.
Yep. That's called a tincture, or we call it our wellness. It's got all the different cannabinoids. But basically, this is going to be an everyday vitamin. Just think of it like an overall vitamin. It's got all your nutrition, it's filling in all those holes and gaps. It's got different options. Sorry.
And different principles for focus and brain wellness. I mean, there's
overall
so many,
well-being, everything from the head to the toe, all the way through. It's going to hit receptors that are in need. Whatever you need in your body and receive, it's going to fill in those gaps. That's it. So for me, it could be just a stressful day, running around, doing the errands, taking care of the kids, running the job, all the questions. Preparing for dinner the next week, the relationships going on. So it could just be an overwhelming time, and you just need to calm. That's probably the number one people
I will tell you that I have a couple of friends that were taking prescriptions for stress.
Very common today.
And it was unbelievable when they started taking your product. They went, wow, I can't believe it. And their doctors are like, that's blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm sure they want to, some want to keep writing the scripts or whatever the case may be. But this is a great way to, I believe, and has been for a lot of people I know, to start weaning you off with a product that is clean, putting in your body, versus a chemical compound that is masking the problem. And I just think with the CBD, good, clean, USD organic certified, that you're actually cleaning your body while you're doing it. You're not masking it with chemicals.
Yeah, and it didn't take you overnight for that stress to happen.
Right.
That built up over time. So again, this is a daily regimen that you need to do consistently to see what results and how much works. And then potentially you can do it as needed on those stressful days. But it builds up in your system so you can see long-term results. And that's why we say foundation.
The water soluble.
It's going to last longer. Water soluble, if you took an oil, put it in a glass of water, it does not mix. Right. Have you tried to mix that? It's not going to come together. So basically, we've just made it into a water-soluble form that absorbs into the body quickly. So you put this in a drink or a liquid of any sort, just take the drink. So put a dropper into the cup. You'll drink your water, juice, coffee, or tea. You can put it straight in your mouth. It's not a problem. And then take a swig of water. Has a little bit of a bitter taste to it. So it's liposomal. All that just means is you're going to absorb it quickly. Quick in, quick out. Still lasts me a good amount of time throughout the day. I usually take it twice, just like you can on the oil. So it just absorbs. It kind of tricks the body into absorption. And I think some people in their scenarios or what's going on with them need something fast, and they need it better absorbed because of their scenario. Everyone's different. So oil.
I came in the other day and Hannah mixed a drink for me, and I got home. My day was perfect. I had so much to do. I'm doing all my corporate taxes, and I had all my credit card statements and marking personal and business. I mean, I had 46 pages of things to go through.
Sounds exciting.
And I just walked out and I came up here to see your dad. And then Hannah said, "Can I make you something?" And I called Ralph and I said, "I love Hannah right now." But I always liked Hannah. I mean, always. But I went, it's amazing. I'm sitting in my office and I have zero stress. I have good focus, and my world has completely changed between this building and 10 minutes away to my home. And I went, that is unbelievable. That she said, "How's your day going?" And I said, "Blah, blah." Yeah, I'm telling her straight. But there was communication there.
Yeah.
Hannah goes over to the little magical bottles and puts the little something together. And I get home, I went, wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
and people don't want to take things. They don't want to, they're like, don't want to take anything to fix it. Or they may not even know anything's going on, but what a better outlook on life that you got to take care of what you needed to with clarity and focus and peace.
I got the list done. I'm writing a cookbook, so I worked on a new recipe. I was taking my time in the kitchen, had my disco music cranked up, and when it comes home, she goes, "Did you clean the house?" I said, "I can tell you what. At 1 o'clock, I stopped by your CBD store, visiting with Ralph. Hannah made me a little cocktail, and it completely changed my day. I don't know what was in it. I'll find out after the show, but it was absolutely fantastic that I actually found peace going in my home versus, oh my gosh, here I got to go. I've got so much on top. You know, and I told a buddy, I said, "You know, the best way to take care of coming back from vacation, get hooked up with your CBD store." Because you think about it, you go on vacation, we get punished for going on vacation because we have a week of work that stacks up, and you come back, now you're a week behind, plus the current work that's going on. And I said, that's where a great CBD store can talk to you and go, "What's going on? Man, I'm so stressed out. I have this going on, and put some peace and calm, because you're actually shortening your lifetime with the amount of stress that we're being piled on with. You can't turn on the news. It's 98% negative.
So true.
I told Bo I was on one of these shows. There's 2 sites I'm going to go to, and I'm going to read the first 10 topics, and there's nothing good. You would think that we just live in this horrible, disgusting, bad society. And there's so much actually good out there that we don't even talk to. And I think with a good CBD product, and remember, it's not about the high, it's about the health. And I don't take this stuff and just get high. I just don't. THC is different for me. It gives me a boost. It doesn't mellow me. And so I like it. You know, I can get my house clean, my dishes done, dinner cooked. I can get, because THC has a reverse action on me.
And for me, it makes me sleepy. So we're the opposite. And that's one of the great examples. So I take a broad spectrum product of no THC, and I get that same clarity, focus, calm. I'm more patient with my kids. I can tackle so many more things, and in a peaceful, patient way.
Yeah.
And it's huge.
And you homeschool?
Yes.
So you have business to run, a homeschool, a husband to take care of. I mean, you got a lot of dogs, new dogs to take care of now.
Yes.
And
like
so
having more kids.
Having that peace of mind with a good, clean product, not a prescription, the benefits are just absolutely incredible.
And I think that's so true about vacation at home, because a lot of times people want to get away from the to-do list or all the things you see, laundry, all the stuff, cooking, and maybe that can be fun in some manner, but you have the responsibility.
Yeah.
And to still feel like you're on vacation at home is pretty cool.
I have it weird now in my home, because now we're empty nesters, and
you still have projects going on.
I'm lost. And so, said CBD helps me just stay focused versus sitting back going,
oh so you're on vacation every day.
You would think, but it's different for me. Now I go to this place where, oh my gosh, nobody's here. So I do my regimen of CBD, and I'm rock and rolling. For me, what really sets me off and puts me in a great place is the Island Time Seltzer. a lot of people, I drink a whole one of these, no problem.
Okay.
So I picked up a couple of cases here, bought 2 cases, was handing it out, and my sister-in-law drank 1/3. She came back, she was giving me a case. She goes, I drank
I'm glad she started with a third.
in 3 days.
Good.
She's in the auto industry, and she's a CFO. Numbers, comes home. And it's like, remember the movie The Matrix? You see all the numbers coming out? That's her brain. It's just all. And she said it was amazing how a third of this closed all that off and gave her peace at night. Well, there you go.
And it's health. It's just overall health. That's the way we should be every day. Why can't we live in that peaceful, healthy environment every day?
Choices.
Yeah.
We all have choices.
Exactly.
What do you want? Door, like the old, let's make a deal. You want door number 1, 2, or 3. And when you know what's behind that door, if it's good, keep choosing that door.
Yeah.
Because the other ones,
so
there's just so much that may not work for you. Let's talk about the gummies. You have an array of gummies, and here it comes down to somebody telling you, hey, Chris, I don't sleep good at night. I keep tossing and turning. I can't shut down to go to sleep. These are the all the triggers that go off to go, let's try this. Because I love the 1-to-1-to-1. Melinda loves the 2-to-1.
So and I love the anytime.
Yeah. So we take 2 different products to go to sleep at night.
Yeah, and that's perfectly normal. Absolutely. So when we ask the questions when people are coming in, obviously the first one, usually people want to sleep. I would normally go to our CBN because it is, again, that foundation. So there's a foundation that's long-term, and then there's some of the quick fixes that are going to trigger some things and help it's like a key. You're trying to figure out that perfect etching of that key that opens the door for your body.
Right.
And that's not the same for everybody. There is many different etching or routes to take. So finding that key that works perfectly with you, there's a good foundation to start with. We did the trial on it. 86% of people were helped with sleep. 76% and 78% were helped with stress and fatigue in that study. Huge results. Those are big numbers, actually, to get help with sleep. So you love the 1-to-1-to-1s, has that CBN in it, the foundation, a little higher THC, just like you said, for your formulation that works with you. And that's why it's so good. I love the anytime, because I literally can take it any time of day, or a little more at night and just half of it during the day. And I have found my sweet spot that works for me to be the most peaceful and be able to shut down those thoughts and stay asleep all night long.
Yeah, and the other thing is get a sample. Maybe you go,
oh, yes.
Because here, I want to let you know, good CBD is not cheap. It's not cheap. But
it's an investment.
The benefits long-term versus maybe some of the stuff you're taking by prescription or over the counter, and you read what you're taking versus what you look at what you're taking on these labels, it would be amazing how you can change that process. Chemically induced, naturally induced is the way I look at it. And I've just found from the collagen creams, my wife loves the bath bombs, the hand lotions. It's just amazing how many different things when you going, wow.
Yep.
Is it a few bucks more? No doubt about it.
So if you had a good day, less stressful day, you're going to be able to have a better night. You're worried and all worked up about stuff. You're not getting to sleep very quickly.
Yep.
So you have a good night, sleep, full rest, you're going to have a better day. So it's a cycle. And I think that's why there is different options. One, because we're all different. And two, because we have good days and good nights.
Yep. Go to yourcbdstorekeller.com. That's yourcbdstorekeller.com. And here's one thing that you will notice. We just got back from a 3-day vacation. We got there, and I had to switch luggage because the zipper broke on one of the luggages, so I grabbed it. And we get out of town, and we're unpacking, and my wife goes, panic. I looked at her, what's wrong? She goes, I put my nighttime gummies in the side pouch of the old luggage. What am I going to do? I'm like, oh, boy.
But
we didn't have any. So, and where we were at, they didn't have a CBD. They did, but we got online. I took a look at it. I'm going, it was so vague and so no QR codes. I went, oh, we're going to waste the money and go and do this. But I got the room ice cold. That's one nice. Not you don't have to pay for electricity in your hotel room. Got the room really cold. We went for a nighttime swim and came back. And she's up every morning at 5 o'clock. She's at the gym at 5:30.
Wow.
And she's been on a month now working out with a friend of hers. And she didn't think she could do it, and she did. And then last night she got home late, and was able to take one and still get a good power sleep. And that's why I say she took it was probably midnight, but still got a good 5 hours of sleep versus coming home, trying to shut your brain down, unwind till, 1:32 in the morning. And it just became just a big benefit. But a lot of people always telling me, if you'll take that break, don't add a bunch of chemicals and stuff to your body, and you will really see what this stuff is doing for you short term, long term.
Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest things. People run out of their product and they'll give it some time, and then they realize sometimes it's a day later and sometimes it could be a week, but they're like, oh, now I really see a big difference because it was a natural buildup, being a natural plant-based product. And then all of a sudden they're like, I don't know, just seeing I think you see a huge difference when you stop taking something that you've taken consistently and found great results with. Kind of like vitamins. Sometimes you don't realize some of those vitamins are really helping, and you're consistent with it, and then you run out. And
there's a vitamin I take, 3 of the fruits and 3 of the vegetables, and there was like 2 weeks I didn't take it. I could just tell. And then I realized I didn't hit reorder, and then it came in. I started again within 2 days. I started realizing, wow, that's just amazing. And as we get older, we actually need more good. Yeah. It's not going to be. For me, I don't know how these kids do these energy drinks. I just don't. That is unbelievable. I got one buddy who goes, yeah, I'm trying to get my son to stop. He drinks 3 a day. I went,
holy cow.
3 a day. He goes,
well, and that's where you just build up a tolerance.
Yeah.
Because I think I was telling you earlier, I did this candida cleanse and it just really cleaned out everything. There's, yeast buildup basically. And the fog, the mid-afternoon fog, the clarity that goes away, you need more and more. You could drink coffee all day and it not affect you. Mm-hmm. But when you really change your lifestyle and what you're putting in your body, like the baby example, you get to see huge results. Blueberries and strawberries tasted like cheesecake to me. It was so sweet. I did not need coffee anymore at all. I did not have that crash mid-afternoon or fogginess. And it makes a difference what nutrition you're actually partnering with your body to help it succeed
for me,
successfully.
Caffeine doesn't do anything. I can drink a cup of coffee at 10 o'clock, 10:30, I'm asleep. Caffeine doesn't do anything for me.
Wow.
I have it in the morning just because I enjoy a cup of coffee, not so much to go, that I just enjoy a cup of coffee. And I use all natural creamer now, and I don't put a bunch of junk in it. And sometimes I'll do honey with a splash of milk. We buy a certain kind of milk to put in it, but I enjoy the flavor. And there's just only a couple of things of coffee. And now with CBD, I have a daily regimen, that I do with my CBD. Let's talk. We got a few more minutes. Let's talk about pet products.
It's really fascinating. So anything with a spine has an endocannabinoid system. And so our pets have the same things going on with the stresses, anxieties, and pain we do. So one of our favorite treats is a whole series. They're NASC certified. As the calmings, probably the fan favorite here, calming chillin' out treats. They are also going to contain chamomile, passion flower, and L-tryptophan. So when you eat that turkey dinner at Thanksgiving, you've got L-tryptophan, you take a good nap. You can't overdose on this. Great example. My dogs just ate a whole bag the other day. They were fine. 9-month-old puppies though, so I didn't notice which one did, because they also had the mushroom bag, and so that gives energy. So I think they canceled each other out. I don't know, but they did crash at night. I mean, they went to bed pretty well. So this is probably one of the most favorite.
You started them out.
Oh yeah,
right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had puppies?
You got to rub that in, huh? I don't know. Melinda's watching. I love my dogs. I can't stand them.
Oh my gosh, some days I love them.
Our puppies take them.
Yep. They and so we really started this with our last dog, who was elderly, for thunderstorms. And so he was really scared of the firecrackers and the thunder that would happen. And then we did a daily regimen because his hips started hurting and that buildup happened. So when the thunder came, it wasn't like 3 treats anymore. I just gave him 1. Right. Because he already had it built up in his system. And that's the beauty of this, is that it really does build up, stays in, it's successful for them. So the CBD calming effect of it is pretty amazing for puppies. One of the other favorites is the Moving Easy, and that's going to have the green lipid mucil. We have so many testimonies. A gentleman came in yesterday. His dog has Cushing's, and he is just, it's changed their lives. They've been through a lot with that, and it's really extended his life. it's just so heartwarming to hear these stories, and when they are so grateful that you suggested something that has been successful in helping them, one's rewarding. I mean, that's why we come here every day, because we get to hear these great
Don't make
success
medical
stories.
claims. It's all the feedback, all the information people
their
give,
testimonies.
and every time that I'm hearing somebody walks in, it's amazing when you watch the ones that go right up and go, I need a bottle of that, I need this, I need that, and then they start telling the stories. And we've done a few live shows here, and the pastor that married you and Brad, his story was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then we met the lady from North Carolina that talked about what it did to her son's life.
Yes.
I couldn't even talk. That lady almost had me in tears, telling one of the greatest stories about what your CBD store in Keller has done for their children. Bo and I was here one day, and there was a autistic boy here, and he had these outbursts. And the last time I saw the mother, she said he is 60% better. Yeah. And it was a bad case. Yeah. I mean, God love these people that they are dealing with this on a daily basis, and now they're on a regular regimen with their son versus just medicating and making lethargic. When they told my son he needed, I forgot what it was for ADD. I
don't know them.
But anyway, I went, nope. And so we came over here, and he was taking the neuro. And once we got that going in the system, it was amazing how things changed. I really don't like the taste. So, well, keep going. It's not an option. Put it under your tongue, swallow it, go to school. And we could see that progressive difference versus, I can't think what it is that they give the kids now for Adderall. Oh my gosh. A buddy of mine, he started his son on Adderall, and it just went.
It changes them a little. Like, I've had friends share that.
I didn't understand what was going on when
their personality.
I went, what's the deal? He goes, well, we have to put him on Adderall. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then later, I said, do me a favor, go by the CBD store and just talk to him. I'm not going to override your doctor. I'm not going to give you any medical advice. Never have, never will. Just go have a conversation. And his son started taking one of the products, and I think a year and a half ago, there was no more Adderall.
That's awesome.
And so here again, I don't make medical claims. I don't say quit taking your medicine. Don't go see your doctor. I'm just saying there are alternatives, and
there
this
are
one
options.
happens to be
There's
a great
hope.
alternative.
There's hope. Yes.
You know, believe me, after we just celebrated 28 years married, 32 together.
Congratulations.
And I think the CBD has my wife looking at me in a different way. I'm digging it.
So speaking of that, did you bring over our new product?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Can you hand one? Yeah. So we just got this in 2 weeks ago, last Wednesday, and there is, it's called a libido boost. So one cool thing about CBD is it actually naturally thins the blood, and it is amazing in so many factors. But we have included Korean red ginseng. You've got the horny goat weed, L-garnin, zinc. I might be
the horny goat weed. Everybody needs a little horny goat weed.
It's pretty amazing, but it's just stimulating blood flow specifically to intimate areas. It is both her and him, so it goes both ways, boosting arousal and sexual performance. It is additional ingredients, not just the CBD here. So we've got a product that has the THC and the CBD, and one without completely. So
can you see it, Bo?
I haven't had a personal testimony yet. No one's really wanted to share. No, I'm just kidding. If anybody wants to.
I do. I do.
I knew.
I got a jar of it a week ago. And after 3 of them.
3 days.
3 days.
Consistency is key. I will say that.
Yeah. And so I didn't take it to go. You know, what I did was we were going on vacation for a few days. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to
try it out.
Leading up to it, and thumbs up. My wife will give you thumbs up. And so it's amazing. And then you go, you know, one thing is don't just take it and stop. Actually go to the QR code and look what you're taking. And you look at all the product. Most of the stuff you've never even heard of, I promise you, and going, what the heck? And if you'll take the time, instead of Googling what's going on with the election and all the bad things that are out there, and research good and find out, because you know, you name some of these things, people just laugh and go, well, I guess that's
it's real.
Do your own research. It's real stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
And your Dr. Ferrari is finding things and combining things and putting things together. and I'm going to tell you what, it
Yep.
works.
We formulated this in-house. It is actually really exciting. It is a need. It's important. But having the full spectrum libido boost, it just combines these powerful aphrodisiacs. So it's 25 milligrams of hemp total. And if you can have stress relief too, like you're going to have a more peaceful night. So
yeah,
be consistent. It's fun and enjoyable, and it is a need.
Yeah, so I took a picture of it and I sent it to a bunch of my buddies. And you know, us guys, we ask one question. Let me just tell you, it's a totally different deal. But the thing is getting your body out with the good, out with the bad, in with the good. Yep. And then when you enhance it with a product, especially as we start getting older, so much stuff gets depleted out of our bodies or is just gone that we need to start rebuilding and replenishing and getting back to par. And that's another product that does it.
We were talking about just exercising. I mean, it just serotonin levels, everything. When you can exercise and have the good, it's all about putting the good in.
Yep.
What you said.
Chrissy, you're the best.
Oh, don't forget they ship for free.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, so you can go on anywhere. Now, Carol just sent me this, said, what is the cocktail you were talking about that took away your stress but gave you focus? And I'll have to ask Hannah.
I told her to call and get it.
Okay, there you go. So there you go. It was fantastic. And it was funny because Hannah goes, how far do you have to drive? What do you have to do today? Like it was going to put me down. And I took it and I got home and I was like, dun, 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 dun. And I mean, I went to work without going, oh yeah, I got to do this. I got to do this. Everything just flowed. And that was great.
Yeah.
Melinda got home about 6:30. Dinner was ready. It was on the table. 90% of my tax stuff was done. I mean, I was even Swiffering, trying out a few old disco moves. So it's different from everybody. What Hannah might have thought it would have done, I had the total opposite effect that probably Bo would have had or somebody else would have had.
Or me. Yeah.
And so that's all about that communication. So whatever it was, write that down. Kurt,
yep.
Happy husband took a drink. So
we make notes.
That's right. Things work.
Yes.
So go to yourcbdstorekeller.com. That's yourcbdstorekeller.com. Start the conversation. Whether it's over the phone, you don't want to sit face to face and go, here's my problem, that's my problem. Mm-hmm. Do it over the phone. Do it through email, through texting. Yep. Do it through a Zoom meeting with them. There's so many ways to communicate to go, I want my kids to get off all these crazy things that they think they need to uplift them, and let's start taking a look at some products and see what it'll do for you. Because I know what it's done for me, for my sister who had a surgery, my brother who had a major surgery. My daughter was in a terrible car accident, had fractures in her face. I took the 4,000,
cream,
went to her house, put it on her face, was out mowing the yard and taking care of it. And I came back in and she had tears, and I said, what's wrong? She goes, this pain's going away. There you go. So we made she creamed up in our back. We put the spray on first and then put the cream on. And it was amazing how her hip started. Everything started healing better and working better. And there was just a few days. I mean, she hit a concrete pillar 50 miles an hour and totaled the car, broke the seat, messed up, I forgot, L3, 4, and 5. So she was in bad shape. And within days, not weeks or months, her pain medicine was gone and it was replenished or replaced with the CBD cream and the spray. Yep. So I can give you all the testimony, not even a hundredth what these folks have. Yourcbdstorekeller.com. That's the place. Yourcbdstorekeller.com. Start your conversation today. And we'd like to come back and do this again and just take everything to a new level.
Awesome.
Well, you're the best.
Thanks for having me.
Have a great day. Tonight, 7 to 8. Join us on Shifting Gears and every Saturday from 8 to noon on the Automotive Edge radio show. But get your CBD at yourcbdstorekeller.com. Have a great day.